You're watching Suck Professor. Hello, everybody. It's me, Hank. Me, right here. That's me, right there, Hank. Welcome to the channel. Thanks for finding us. So, No Man's Sky. Here we go. Another goddamn review of this fucking game. So, I'm going to talk about it. I've played it about 20 hours. I've watched a million things. I've been on Team Sean Murray from the very beginning, all the way up until, say it with me, release day. So, what a this whole thing has been a giant mess. It's at least, I gotta say this, it's at least fascinating to watch, to see all of this crap going on. Everybody, the way people are reacting, some people love it, some people don't give a shit how bad it is, some people like me think it's a rip-off. Oh, wrong button. Rip-off. Although, I want to be clear, it's a little more nuanced than that. I think they did accomplish quite a lot, but it should, okay, I'm jumping ahead. So, if you have never heard of No Man's Sky, the game's a procedurally generated galaxy simulator, I guess you might want to say. It's a space exploration. We were promised you'd be able to trade and explore and discover new things, and most of all, it was going to be multiplayer, and you were going to be able to maybe run into people, or at least kind of similar to Dark Souls, kind of I don't know what you call that, fucking messages on the ground. Okay, so it looked great, and the hype machine had been spun up from the very beginning when this really, really amazing demo was unveiled. Was that 2014 or something? At E3 or I don't know. But huge dinosaurs. This felt like being a kid again, going to Jurassic Park wearing my favorite dinosaur underwear, you know? Yes, I'm in. Sign me up. Huge thing running through the woods. Fuck yes. Huge dinosaur with hair, I don't know what spikes. Hell yeah. Gimme. So that's pretty much how everybody responded. And then over time we got all these different demonstrations and there was all this speculation, but there was one question everybody wanted to know. What do you do? And here's what you do. The same thing over and over again. That's the gun. That's the gun. I don't want to do the gun now. Hold on. All right, so put the hand back on the belly. Oh, rub that thing. Oh, put it, yeah. Oh, I wish I had some lotion. Helps the sriracha dissolve. Okay, so this game. All right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you found this channel. I didn't mean to make this weird. Hold on, the hand's facing the wrong. There it is. All right, so after all this expectation gets built up, the game is finally released on PS4 and PC. Lots of people buy it. It's one of the most popular games on Steam ever. $60 full retail price. In fact, what I did, this guy, I went and bought GTX 1070. I actually, to be honest, I was just looking for a reason because it's something I've been wanting to buy since they came out, although I would love a 1080. That's a side point. But the 1070 is an amazing card as well. So I spent $600 to buy this fucking game. Maybe $580, whatever, who cares? So I wanted it to look great. I really wanted to enjoy it at its max. And, well, that didn't happen. So finally, it loads. It's tiny, 2.6 gigabytes. Wow, that's crazy. What an impressive technology. How could they possibly squeeze so much incredible content into only 2.6 gigabytes? Modern games are usually, you know, the big ones are 50, 60 gigabytes, if not more than that. Well, there's an answer, there's no content. It's basically just a math formula with pretty colors. Right off the bat, the game was buggy. The very first, you can check it out in my playthrough if you want. The very first time I ran it, you start with this initialization screen, and then you get dumped into a brand new planet that no one's ever seen. It's procedurally generated just for you, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of exciting. But you know, you can't access any graphics options until you start your planet. So then you change your graphics options, and it requires you to restart the computer. That's crazy. Like what? Okay, I made a video about all these little flaws and stuff. If you want to see them in more detail, look in the description. But there's just gobs of shit. Stupid ass interface problems. You have to hold the mouse button down to click. Look, click. Oh, I didn't do it right. Click. Oh, hold. Wait for it. Okay, I did it right. Click. Oh, I forgot because I'm used to normal mouse buttons. Oh, hold on. Let me hold. Oh, doing it too many times. Hold. Oh, you know what? Get the arm back. There it is. It's absurd. And I'm not talking about like a crafting click. I'm talking about just changing the fucking resolution click. What? Are you crazy? Where did this come from? Who thought this? It's so weird. The waypoint system, the fucking things on screen, and the navigation. You can't leave markers. You can't leave markers on your map? Are you crazy? It's an exploration game. Maybe you upgrade to the point where you can leave markers or get a mini map on your screen or something. The HUD is always in the way. In order to take a screenshot you have to go into the menu system and turn it off, and so you're constantly barraged by these little icons and these little indicators. It's so annoying. It's so irritating. So many of these little things make me think like that Hello Games is actually a bunch of people who are aliens pretending to be human. Or have they never played a game? These guys. So all right, the core of the game is survival. You have to get out there and find resources in order to power up your life support system, power up your health bar and your shield and shit, and you got to use different isotopes and elements and different types of things. One of them is thammium-9, whatever the fuck that is, or iridium. I'm still looking for some unobtainium, but that's a Avatar reference for all you space geeks out there. But so the mission is basically harvest resources, and to do that you have a mining gun called a multi-tool. This thing is just this shitty ass looking little squirt gun, and you go zzz, arm's getting fucked up. You go zzz, zzz, and then you turn to something else and you go like this. You go zzz, zzz, and then you do that again and you go zzz, and that's pretty much all you do. That's pretty much it. And so quickly you run into another, probably one of the biggest problems, other than the fact that the game didn't work on a lot of people's PlayStations and PCs. I happen to have a pretty stable copy, probably because I have a GTX 770 or 1070, bitch. What's what? So the inventory is flat out garbage. See? I'll even stretch my arm out. Garbage. Fucking garbage. Ow, my arm. Ow. Ow. Ooh, my tendon. This system is so stupid and clunky. Again, these guys are reptiles. Hello Games is not humans. No gamer or human being would try this and say, yeah, let's put that out there. Let's make this part of our reputation. It's so clunky. Boxes are off screen. There's just not enough space. They don't, for a game depending that requires you to harvest and mine and, or whatever. Is harvest even what you do? Gather, I guess, is a good word. To have such a shit inventory is it's negligence, man. It's fucking stupid. I don't know where the hell they thought that was okay. Combining things in order to craft stuff, you gotta use up all these. It's so you end up spending so much time just kind of running into these various tripping hazards and these little frustrations, and that's what all kind of conspires to ruin the experience. So eventually you have to repair your ship and take off the fucking first planet, and you can fly around. You can do the landing sequences are awkward. You can't really tell where you're going, and and that, I've said in my playthrough, like, that's an opportunity for a mini game or something. Like, there's all these little scenes and scenarios where they could have just put some thought into it, or maybe waited. That's actually my ultimate conclusion, is that this is not a finished game. This game could be a great game, but it needs about another 6 months of a lot of people who know what the fuck they're doing, working on it, making games, giving it some sort of story, giving it some sort of cohesion, making the crafting system better, making the inventory system a lot better, working on all kinds of things. How about a little thumb? Look, see, I can't put the hand in front of the face. That's too bad. Look, I can do this. Hey, rub it for luck, everybody. Girls only. So it ends up being very repetitive. It ends up being this resource gathering loop, and then you got your space suit or whatever the fuck. This thing is just yelling at you constantly. Life support low, life support low, health low, health, and it'll tell you that at 80% or 75%, and then it tells you the exact same thing at 5%. Hey asshole, I was ignoring you for 100% of this, or I should say 95%. I need the warning at 5. So ultimately you end up getting your ship fixed and you're flying around and you find these things, and there's some other species out there called the Korvax and the Gek, and then there's I don't know, the Danny Tanners or something. So you interact with them. You finally, it's lonely. You're sort of out there, and I like being lonely. I'm kind of a weirdo. I'm good being by myself, which is a lie. I actually prefer to not feel so isolated all the time, and that's okay. But that, you know, okay, I'm back. All right, so you talk to him. You're like, oh look, there's a guy. There's a man sitting in a chair. He's got a thing. He wants to sell me something. Maybe he'll tell me a secret. You walk up, and it's just. They're not even, I mean, there is no real soul to any NPC in any game, but they usually feel, or at least they usually put some effort into making them seem like a creature or something there. These are just dispensers, random, essentially. Sometimes you have to answer some sort of goofy question. It's just so unrewarding. It's so unfulfilling. You don't feel like you're actually existing or you're actually participating in this or even happening upon all this stuff. It's just kind of, and maybe that's a consequence of them shooting too high, thinking that they could do 18 quintillion. Oh, that's yeah. So the whole thing, this is one of the big sales points. They said it has 18 quintillion planets. It's more, I would say, more like 18 quintillion frustrations. Take that, Sean. You hear me? You hear me, Sean? You got that? So. Now where oh yeah, so the NPCs are garbage. There's this galactic trading system that's fucking stupid. It's hard to tell what's up. There's prices. I made a lot of money because something was like 50% cheaper, so I bought it and then I sold it for more, or I don't even remember. So I suppose there's opportunities for some sort of economy, but it's not like a living, breathing. You don't feel like you're really tapping into some sort of economy system. You're just kind of stuck doing this loop where you're out there, you're out there going like this. You're out there going zzz, 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 and then you get this. Then you get inventory full, inventory full. I just realized that someday people I respect are gonna see this. Shit. I mean, I respect you and all. I just mean like, girls I want to sleep with, or like my grandchildren, or. Oh, but man, this is getting ugly here. So, and then your inventory is full. Now you got to go either sell stuff or dump stuff off, or work your way back to a thing and find a space station and talk to one of these Gek dudes or Korvax or whatever. And then you go to space. Wait, here, let me get out my my logo here. There it is. So, flying around in space has its upsides, but it's also, like the rest of the game, ridiculously simple and not thought through. It's hard to, I don't know, asteroids just sort of blip in with this weird fade thing, and they kind of seem oddly too plentiful and I don't know. I also have a complaint. I think the sky looks like shit. I think they could have done a better job making it look like space, or maybe even more artistic. It just looks like the stars are bland, and they put a purple cloud or a green cloud or whatever the fuck over it. That's not a fair criticism. So, but here's the good side. Space is beautiful. It's cool. You get out there and you start flying around and you see these planets and you see the scale and the size, and you start to realize that the fucking really impressive technological achievement that's going on here. I mean, these guys have accomplished something pretty incredible. The fact that when you're on a planet, you look up, you see a thing, and you can fly there. You can go all the way to it, and you can shoot its birds down from the sky, and then rename the bird after ex-girlfriends. There's a bigger story involving this Atlas stuff, and it's I guess you'd call it lore more than story, because there's no, I don't know. You eventually get to the center of the galaxy, which, spoiler alert, go ahead and look it up. I'm not going to tell you, but man, you might as well just go overdose on ice cream or something. It'll be more entertaining. You also find space stations, and these are supposed to be these big, huge trading hubs. And we were also promised that there'd be these fleets, and that you'd be entering these big intergalactic wars that are happening between different factions and races and species. And it was going to be pick a side, and no, none of that. None of that. The space stations are just larger versions of the repetitive bases you find on the planets. There's an NPC dispenser somewhere in there, and you can more ships show up, so that you can kind of like that shop for new ships and trade stuff. And I bought a few different ships, and wow, it's just underwhelming. The whole thing is just, it's just like, okay, it's sterile. It doesn't feel like there's heart, but it could be built upon. Maybe they'll expand more. They've promised to be able to do, like, you can own spacecrafts or fly around bigger things, but you know, they've got a lot of mechanics to figure out, and hopefully they do. All right, thanks for watching the video, by the way. This has gone on way longer than I expected. It's going to be a nightmare to edit, so Excelsior! The whole thing is frustrating from the very beginning. I was so excited coming in. You know, pretty typical experience. I bought into the hype. I'm a huge fan of space. There's sort of a giant empty hole, speaking of space, in the 4X galactic space exploration game. You know, I think people are clamoring for something to fill that void. Maybe it's Star Citizen. Maybe this game is just viral marketing for Star Citizen because it's doing a great job. I'm definitely gonna give it a look and maybe you know, contribute or whatever the fuck is going on with that thing. So ultimately, the clunky interface, the horrible menu systems, and all the dumb, like the journey accomplishment, the journey milestone accomplishment screen where these black bars come down and you get text on your screen, and it's like 10 or 15 seconds. Did they not try? Did they not run this? I mean, this fucking thing, it crashes on PS4. I know they've been patching it and everything, but you can't release a game that crashes on a, I mean, I get it on a PC. PCs are varied. They're, you know, you're basically, you know, but a PS4 is one system. Is there two? I mean, I know they release like slim version, whatever. Who gives a shit? It's inexcusable to have crashes on a console. Completely. It's annoying to have crashes on a PC, but I get it. It makes sense. I'm forgiving. I actually don't think that these guys were set out to disappoint everybody or lie. I don't think that Sean Murray was a liar. I think that Sean Murray was the wrong person to do the public relations. I think he's oblivious, and I think that's true about a lot of situations where something looks mean or nefarious, but it's actually just the person has no fucking clue, and they don't realize the consequences of what they're saying. But if you interpret the way Sean Murray, you know, went through this whole process, I mean, there's been a million videos, and they're pretty compelling, where he says one thing and then it's not in the game at all. You interpret that as a lie. I wouldn't argue against that. I just don't. I'm giving these guys a positive view, even though I think they're reptiles who've never played games before, because their heart's in the right place. They made something really wonderful here. They really did. So here's what happened with me. I'm ready to quit. I'm getting frustrated. I'm learning this inventory system, meaning like it gets less annoying only because you get used to the rhythms of it, and that's how all games kind of go. There's always a learning curve. So I'm flying around my home solar system, and there's still a couple planets I haven't seen yet, and I end up on this one. It's empty. There's some resources, but there's not a lot of flora, which is what we call plants, and it's beautiful. It's amazing, even with the obnoxious indicators and icons and shit in the way, and the repetitious gameplay, and you got to go find plutonium spikes, and gold is green crystals for some reason, and you know this also one happens to have wait for it. Fuck, I can't remember. The expensive one. Emerald? Yeah, I think it's Emerald. Yeah, Emerald. 275 a spot. What? So I'm buying that shit. I'm harvesting, and I realize this is a gorgeous game. I go into the menu, turn off the HUD, and I'm blown away. I have this experience like I wanted. Precious seconds of feeling lost, of feeling like I'm in a world, like I'm somewhere else. And there's those planets in the sky, and there's those distant mountains I know I can walk to. I would die on my way there, or annoyingly fly my plane on my way there. And I realized, wow. And in order for me to appreciate this, in order for me to see this potential up close, by the way, the FOV sucks. You can change it and it still feels weird. I don't know, something's wrong with it. In order to get there, I had to turn the game off. I had to turn off the HUD. I had to stop playing. I had to ignore the idiotic system of sentinels and the trading that doesn't work and the economy that's doesn't. I mean, I guess it works because you can, you know, it seems to do math. So it's like Hello Games needs to sell this or license it or however that works and let someone who knows what the fuck they're doing, who isn't a reptile who doesn't know how to make a video game, make something out of this. Because I think in the right hands, this tech demo, this technology of these giant planets and these cool space station, well, I mean, they could be cool. These cool travel and the galaxy map and all that. In the right hands, this could be the foundation for something really wonderful. But they missed it, and maybe they released it early because the hype got so out of hand, and Sean Murray contributed to that. He was a big part of putting fuel on that hype fire, and unfortunately they completely fucked it up because they pissed off a lot of people. If you the first game I ever thought about refunding, I looked up Steam's refund policy. I decided to hang on to it, you know, so I wouldn't buy it. I don't recommend anybody buy it because ultimately this is a pre-alpha release, and Sony and Hello Games should be embarrassed that they charged full price for pre-alpha without disclosing that it wasn't done, because they should have known. That's their responsibility, and I think that they failed that. We should have known that there was something going on with this game when there was a Sean Murray demonstration on some interview show where he was really excited to share that the space station had, wait for it, a window.
But the reason I've brought you here, right, is there's a window. Right. And that's the planet that we were on.
That's where we were.
No. And if you see my crosshair in the center of the screen, that's about the size of the entire area that we were playing in.
Whoa.
Ooh, a window, really? Whoa, that's like, I've never heard of such technology. You made an entire galaxy and it has a window? Wow, yay. What it comes down to is that this game should not have been released. It's not finished. It needs more time and more expertise. Like I said, it's an alpha release, it's maybe a beta release, and we all kind of got suckered into paying full retail price for an underdeveloped game from an unproven developer. But there's ample reason to be optimistic because the technology is so impressive. The game, No Man's Sky, is unworthy of the technology. Oh, fuck, I screwed it up. God damn it. All right, well, who wants tacos? Yay for tacos! Ha! Yeah, ready? Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed, and now's a good time to subscribe if you haven't already done so. And let me know too if you like this cartoon format. I'm playing with it. I really have no idea what I'm doing, but it's a lot of work, but it's so far also kind of a lot of fun. Check out my quote-unquote playthrough of No Man's Sky down below, and for some other fun videos. And thanks for finding our channel. Now get out there and zap some carbon.